Hello friends, today I am going to say a few words about survival analysis using Stata. Regarding the basic concept is concerned, survival data actually refers to the time of any event. It is also known as duration duration analysis, transition analysis, failure time analysis, etc., etc. We can found its application in various areas where statistics are applied. For example, the time of AIDS positivity, the survival time period of COVID-19 patient, especially in the healthcare data, the time of circuit failure in engineering data, or time of engine failure in metrology data. Similarly, we have its wide applications in economics and business data also. For example, loan performance data. That means after taking loan, whether the borrowers are continuing to repay their loans or they become defaulter. That means they couldn't able to repay the loan. Similarly, after taking some government steps, whether the small farms are still surviving or exit from the industry, whether the farmer has adopted new technology or not in the production process. In the labor economics data, whether the job seeker, after the completion of relevant academic degree, whether he is still in the unemployed or in the unemployment situation, or he got job within the time period. So these are the various applications where we can apply the survival analysis model or approach. In survival analysis, the dependent variable is the length of time until the event happened, or as long as they are in the study. Generally, we put 1 if the event variable occurred, otherwise we put 0 if the event variable does not occur or happen within the time frame of the study. For example, in case of suppose COVID patient, 1 means whether that patient has already collapsed within the time frame, or he has not collapsed during this time frame. Maybe he may be collapsed after the time frame or something like this, or if he is not collapsed within the time frame, we put 0. Similarly, in case of labor economics data, whether that job seeker is still unemployed, we put 1. If he got job, we put 0. In case of agricultural economics, if the farmer has not adopted yet that new technology, we put 1. If he has already adopted, we put 0. In this way, we can put the value of the survival variable value. Now, in the literature, the variable for which we are putting the value 0 is known as censored observation. In simple term, survival analysis, we are interested in how long they stay in the sample. In this analysis, we are also interested to know their risk of failure, that is also known as hazard rates. Actually, the hazard rate is the probability that the event will happen at time t, given that the individual is at risk at time t. Similarly, we can get Kaplan-Meier survival function, which shows group wise graphically reflection the survival estimates. This is our hypothetical data set. You can, whenever you able to apply this model or technique, definitely you have some empirical data. That means your survey data or secondary data. This is the number of patients that has taken admission. Okay, this is the date of admission, whatever it may be. This is the treatment. Two types of treatments are given. Normal treatment, that means the doctors couldn't able to provide oxygen and some other specialized type of treatment. Another is oxygen, providing oxygen or special type of treatment. This is gender, the patient is male or female. If it is male, this is binary variable, we put 1, otherwise for female we put 0. What is the age of the patient? This is the age of the patients. So number of days staying in the hospital, maybe in the COVID hospital or something like. Number of days staying in the hospital. Core disease means whether the patient has the blood pressure or blood sugar or at least 1, then we put 1. If the patient does not have any kind of core disease, that means blood pressure or blood sugar, we put 0. Now in this variable, the collapsed, if the patient collapsed, we put 1. If the patient is not collapsed, we put 0. Now we import this data into our software, that means data software. Suppose after this is importing the data, this is our data in the data software. Okay, here we put the number of patients in different days taken admission. The treatment are given normal treatment and or oxygen. This is the value. That means if we quantify, normal treatment is given as 0, oxygen, if the treatment is oxygen, we put 1, just to quantify by dummy or like this. Gender, similarly, male, female, male 1, female 0. Age is like continuous variable. Number of days staying, this is number of days staying in the hospital. Core disease is also a dummy variable. If that particular patient has core disease, it is 1. If that particular patient does not have any core disease, 0. Now this is collapsed variable. Now we have to apply our software. Okay, our first task is to declare that this data is survival data. So put survival analysis, setup and utilities, declare the data to be survival time data. This is our first work, the declared data to be survival data. Click OK. Okay, time variable is here. Okay, it is not imported. I am importing the data set. Suppose from this is survival analysis. Click OK. Okay, import the first row. Okay, now statistics, survival data, declared data set as survival. Time variable is number of days staying. This is time variable. Failure event, failure variable is collapsed. This is failure variable, and failure value is 1. Give 1. Now okay. So if we write the command, okay, so you can write the command also, in terms of command also. Exit before failure, time observations recorded, survival, import st set, number of days staying, comma, failure, bracket, collapse. This is the command. If we write in the command section this command, the same result will come. So this is our first task. Our second task is to show, this is survival analysis, this is summary statistics, test and tables. Summarize survival data, survival time data. Click OK. Now separate summaries for each group. Click here with respect to treatment. Okay, we want to get the separate summaries. Okay, this is the summary statement. Treatment, normal treatment, oxygen treatment. That means the 50% of the patients, the survival time is 12 days if normal treatment is given. That means if the doctors couldn't able to provide the specialized treatment, oxygen or other things. Similarly, if the doctors can able to provide the oxygen and other special type of treatment, the 50% patient's survival time is 14 days. So in this way, with respect to treatment, we can able to classify the survival time. Similarly, if we want to check, this is with respect to another group, not treatment. Now we are going to take the help of with respect to gender. Okay, gender, male, female, gender. Okay, so if the patient is female, the 50% of the female survival time is 12 days. If the patient is male, it is 14 days. Now if we combine these two, what will happen? Suppose survival time, summary statistics, gender and treatment. We want to combine these two. Okay, so we are getting, if the patient is female and normal treatment is given, so 11 days survival time for female with normal days. Similarly, female with oxygen 12 days. If the patient is male with normal treatment 12 days. If the patient is male with oxygen 14 days is the survival days or survival time. So in this way we can explain. Thus this is the summary statistics. Okay. Now we want to show that the graphically, that is known as Kaplan-Meier survival function. How it looks, how graphically we can explain this. Click here, go to survival analysis, then graphs, then Kaplan-Meier survival function. Okay, click here. Now the result, again we have to make separate calculation by group. Okay, group wise. Suppose this is where treatment wise. Okay, it will take little bit time to come. It's coming. Just wait. Yes, it has come. This is the graphical presentation developed by Kaplan-Meier survival estimates. The blue line shows normal treatment. The red line shows this is oxygen treatment. So 50% of the patients survival time is like this. Here it is 12 days if normal treatment is given. That means if the doctors couldn't able to provide the specialized treatment, oxygen, ventilation or other type of specialized treatment, if the 50% of the patient's survival time is suppose 14 days or 14 point something, 14 days if oxygen and specialized treatments are given. So in this way we can able to show graphically. Similarly, if we put the two factors, that means two groups, treatment as well as gender value. Okay, putting the gender also, treatment and gender, how it looks. It looks like this. If female normal treatment, this green is male normal. This is female with oxygen. This is male with oxygen. So in this way, by combining two groups also we can able to show that how it looks. So in this way the 50% patients survival time, especially with this category, female normal, male normal, female with oxygen, male with oxygen, through Kaplan-Meier survival estimates we can able to explain. Now coming to the regression, how we can run the regression. That means go to survival analysis, regression model, go to regression model, the Cox proportional hazard model. How can we able to estimate this Cox proportional hazard model? Click here. Okay, independent variable, give the name of the independent variable. Okay, D is the treatment, V is the value, this is age, this is number of days staying, this is co-digit. Okay, now click OK. Iteration, more iteration, more. Okay, flat region resulting in a missing likelihood. Okay, we can reduce in this case, perhaps with respect to the sample size we have to reduce the number of independent variable. Okay, so we reduce the vary in this way, age, number. Okay, co-digit we reducing this. Okay, now okay, click here. Okay, the result is this. Still we are not getting this value, that means the probability value confidence interval. That means again we have to reduce, perhaps we have to reduce another independent variable. Okay, but anyway, if we want to explain, this means D means treatment 1 0. If 1 is given, that means specialized treatment is given, the hazard ratio shows this is less than 1. The probability of hazards to failure or proceed to death, that means collapse, or failure to survive, the hazards that being faced by the patient declines. Okay, if the reduces if the patient is given the special treatment. If the value is 1 greater than 1, that means the value of the probability of hazards is higher. Okay, the value means if it is male. Okay, male, the probability of facing the hazards towards failure is higher since the value is more than 1. Similarly, with the increases of age by 1 unit, the probability of hazards towards failure, that means towards death, is increases with the increases of age. Similarly, it is less than 1, means number of days staying. If with the increases of number of days staying increases, the probability of hazards to failure decreases. So in this way, generally hazard ratio can be calculated. Again, just to get standard error and other value, we reduce the number of statistics because the number of sample size is very small. So with respect to sample size, okay, we have to reduce. Suppose we are going to reduce the independent variables, the value we are reducing value, we are reducing like this. The number of stays, we are reducing number of staying, and instead of that we are using co-disease. Okay. Again we are getting, look, the probability value, the standard error, the z value, etc. So we can explain this is less than 1. The D means three type of treatment, 0 and 1. So we have to count with respect to 1. So with respect to 0, the patient who has been given special treatment, his hazard, the probability of hazard is less than those who are not getting the special type of treatment, or whose patients the doctors can't able to give the specialized treatment. Okay, so the patients who are getting specialized treatment, their probability of hazards are less compared to the other one, that means those who are not getting specialized treatment. Similarly, age is greater than 1, hazard ratio is greater than 1, we have explained earlier also. So with the increases of age by 1 unit, the probability of hazards towards death also increases. Co-disease, that means this result is little bit absurd. It means those who have co-disease, that means with blood sugar and blood pressure, their probability of hazards is less compared to those who have no co-disease. Though this is empirical, not empirical data, this is hypothetical data, so this result we should not take it as practical or actual. Now with respect to probability value, we know only one treatment variable is significant, others are not. But whenever you apply your empirical data, definitely I expect that you will get good result also. Similarly, this is survival data, regression, Cox hazard model. Okay, reporting, show the coefficient. We can, okay, so this coefficient, this is the coefficient, this is the ratio, this is coefficient. In this coefficient we can say that if the D, that means specialized treatment is given, their probability of hazards actually is less than those who are not getting. So those who are getting specialized treatment, their the probability of hazards towards failure is less than those who are not getting specialized treatment. Similarly, with respect to age, with the increases of age, this value is positive. That means with the increases of age, 1 unit of age increase, the probability of hazard also increases, since it is positive value. Similarly, if that particular patient has co-disease, it is negative. That means the probability of hazard declines with co-disease. As I already told that this result is little bit absurd, since it is based on some hypothetical data. So the most important thing is how can we run to estimate this survival or Cox regression, okay, or how can we interpret. This is the most important thing. I think that this video will be helpful to you. So that's all for today. Thank you.